Well, you know where I am. I'm at the Pepper Mill in Las Vegas. Absolutely amazing here. And of course, we have this incredible show that is actually out of the Pepper Mill. It's called Vegas Live with Ninon, if you didn't know by now. I have Shimada with me, and this is a very unusual interview. And the reason being is because she has the Shimada legacy, a school of magic she has. Now, women in the magic business are not very well perceived. Luna, how are you?
How are you?
Well, you're beautiful. Look at you, gorgeous looking woman. I mean, I would never ever thought you were into magic, but it's probably that lovely innocent face that you look at and you think, oh, she's never going to come out with a magic trick. Wrong, right?
Right, for sure.
Right. So how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me today.
And you have a school of magic, so you actually teach magic to men and women?
Men, women, professionals, beginners, people like you, and children as well.
Oh, and children. So you actually, I'm going to put that there so people can see what you're doing here.
Sure.
And children, how do children perceive it? Because I'm sure children would love magic.
Well, of course, it always starts with the children, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, that's what, yes, of course.
And I think that because as a professional magician, I meet a lot of people, and then one of the first things they always say, besides, can you make my wife or husband disappear? I mean, really, they need to get some new lines, don't they?
No, they really need to get rid of their husbands themselves.
I know,
right?
right?
Why you have them hanging around if you don't want
funny,
them? Get rid
so
of
funny.
them.
That, or you're going to saw someone in half. I've heard them all. We've heard.
Yeah, they all come out with all.
Exactly. But then the next question is, my son or my daughter really loves magic. Mostly my son really loves magic. Where can somebody go to learn how to do magic? And that's the big question, especially in this day and age, because we live in back in the day when I was a child, you could go to the local magic shop. You could find a local magic shop.
Well, you would find a magic thing. You buy your
and you
son
walk
or
in
your
there,
daughter,
and there's usually a guy in there that will show you some tricks and then sell you some tricks, and then you're kind of like on your way, or you go to the library and you find a book on magic secrets.
But now it's not like that at all?
Oh, you get a magic kit for,
you can buy, I mean, people would love to buy a magic kit for their kids.
It's not
that way anymore?
It's not that way anymore, because first of all, with the advent of online shopping, all the brick and mortar magic shops have been closing down all across the country.
Well, that's because of a lot of stuff is closing down.
And the magic shops started closing down like years ago, even before Sears and all the big superstores that are now disappearing as well. Yeah. But magic shops were the first ones to close down, and everything just went online. Yeah. So now there's nowhere for people to go to learn this.
And actually, this Vegas, I would think, would be a very good place to do it, because there's a lot of places where you don't need anything. You don't need a set. You don't need a stage. You don't really need anything.
Depends on what kind of magic you do.
Yes, because I've seen magic on, I think,
but I think close-up magic is very popular now because you don't need the stage and you don't need all the
that you could just come out and do a trick. I mean, I've seen people in this town that just come out and they do this trick, which is unbelievable. When I still look at them, I think, how did you do that trick?
Right, right.
There's a trick to the trick. Right?
Yeah, and I always try to go for the feeling that the person gets when they experience the magic. A lot of magicians love challenge magic, where it's like, okay, catch me if you can, and it's a person's natural instinct to want to know how something works or how to figure something out.
Yes.
Right? Our analytical mind will go there. But I think the difference between a lot of male magicians and female magicians, particularly me,
female,
is that I'm interested in creating an experience for the spectator that takes them beyond the how did you do it, kind of feeling.
Well, I think also because you're a woman, people are expecting something probably a little different, or she can't do it the same as a man. We are so used to men doing magic. How hard has it been for you, and how old were you when you started?
Okay, well, I come from a magic family, actually. That's why
she
my
was
school
magically
is
born.
Yes, that is absolutely
Mom waved a magic wand and said, I want a magic daughter, and here you came.
Something
Luna
like that.
arrived.
We won't go into those details, but
I think we all know by now what the details are anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But my father, his name is Shimada, a very famous magician actually in the world of magic. Not so much in the mainstream world, but in the magic world, he is like really up there.
Did he play the Magic Mountain in Los Angeles?
No, actually, you know what? When we first came to this country, because came into this country as immigrants.
From where?
My father's from Japan and my mother's from Australia.
Oh.
So I wasn't American born. I was, we came across the border here in the early 70s.
Where were you born? Australia?
In Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yes, my father, my whole family came here in 1972. He had his first contract at the Dunes Hotel.
Wow.
I remember that so vividly because I looked across the street and Elvis Presley was playing his final concert across the street.
Which
So
was
it
what?
big-
Was that the Tropicana
Yeah,
or somewhere?
it was a big
Yeah,
billboard, and
yes.
I remembered because I was about 5 at the time.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, Elvis Presley is,
That's one
across
person I
doing
never
a
saw,
concert
yeah.
across the street. So that was very vivid.
So
Years
your
later,
father actually played in the big hotels in
yes,
Vegas?
yeah, he headlined in Splash at the Riviera for like 5 years back in
Oh my
between
God.
1986 and 1989.
Wow. Is your father still alive?
He is.
Oh, how
yeah,
wonderful. We
he
have to
is.
have him on the show.
Well,
Where
lives
is he?
He's in Japan.
I was going to say he's in
He does have
Japan.
a place in Los Angeles as well.
Well,
whenever
we'll
he's
have to
there.
go over to Japan, or you'll have to
Yeah.
invite him to Vegas, and we'll have him on, and we'll
Yeah,
find
he
out.
comes here sometimes and does classes at our school.
Oh,
so.
how lovely.
So that's why it's the Shimada Legacy School of Magic.
that's what you
because
said is the
I
legacy.
am now the second generation magician in my family.
Oh,
sorry, I hit my microphone,
fascinating.
didn't I? Sorry.
That's
Sorry,
wonderful.
Soundman.
There you
Anyway, yeah, second generation, and then my son, who is the boy on the cover of our brochure,
Oh, my
is
goodness.
also does magic as
Yes.
well. So he's now third generation. So. You see, it really is a family business.
It is a
and
family business.
More
You
than a
very rarely
family
see
business,
this.
it's a family passion.
Well, I was going to say, it's a
It's a-
legacy that's continuing, because
It
when
is.
you, I don't know when you will stop doing, because I think you really love it, but your son,
Probably
there's plenty
never.
of room. No, never, there you go. And then your son comes along. How old
Yeah.
is your son?
My son is 13.
13
Actually, I
now.
have 3 children. I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 17-year-old daughter as well.
Oh, wow.
My oldest girl is a professional makeup artist.
Okay.
And my youngest wants to also be a performer.
Yeah.
But she does a little bit of magic as well. So we all,
You'll
do
dabble
a little bit of
in it
magic.
and everything else.
And-
How hard has it been, even though you come from a famous father and a famous
Yes.
family, how hard has it been for you to get into the business as a woman? Because I've understood from men that do magic,
Yes.
that it's hard.
It is difficult. It was difficult. Now, I thought when I first jumped into this as
Arena.
when I really took off, well, first of all, trying to just get the support of the men in the business, even people like, even my father or the husbands that I married who were also magicians.
What about husbands?
None
She
of
means more
them
than one.
really supported the idea of me becoming a magician myself.
Really?
Well, because I was such a great, fabulous, fantastic magician's assistant. I mean, that's how I
Ah,
started.
That's how
what I
you
mean?
started. So you
Yeah,
were
that
started
was
from
my-
the
my
assistant.
formal
but you
training.
wanted to carry forward and become the other
Yes,
side
but
of
here, I'm
that.
going to
Good
let
for
you in on a secret. See, the magician's assistant is the one that actually does all the work.
You hear that out there?
She does, she sets all the props. She gets
Does everything. Well,
she does,
she's the assistant, so she,
yeah.
there you
But
go.
I'm talking about off stage as well as on stage.
On stage.
So I learned I learned this very unique set of skills.
So I'm going to take this on the road.
Yeah, so I started on stage when I was 13 with my father. And then when I
As
was
an
about
assistant.
as an assistant, yes. And then when I was about 18 years old, I met another magician. I started working with him for about 5 years, and then we got married. And we had a very, very successful team act. We traveled all over Europe and all over the world. And then at a certain point, I decided that I wanted to do more solo performing.
Of yours, have your own
and
show.
he wasn't having it, so it was kind of like,
So that was was that divorce time?
that was definitely an impasse, I mean, among other things, it's very difficult for two performers to be in a
I
relationship.
think it's very
and
difficult for the two people to be together, period, never
it
mind
is,
performing.
it is. So now throw career in the mix,
In the mix
and
of
then
it.
egos and
who's
all
better
that other
than the
stuff.
other one, and who has more than this, and I always think it's very hard.
It's a volatile
Yes.
combination,
Yeah,
unless
yeah.
you're both and we were both very, very young, so was not as wise back then as I am now.
Maybe that was a good thing or a bad thing. A bad
Yes,
thing.
no, so it's wonderful. Anyways,
it's what?
getting back to the question though, it is in my experience,
Yes.
it has been extremely challenging to break into magic as a woman.
Okay.
First of all, you don't get a lot of the support from the peers. A lot of the male magicians kind of, they view us still as somewhat of a novelty.
Well, your competition.
Well, they see us as sort of a novelty. They have this. There's a certain kind of
I think-
behavior and
I
attitude
think-
about women not being as good at
I
magic
think
as
that's
men.
the problem that men
Yeah.
have all the time. That we're
The
always
competition.
the competition. So they always try to keep us down,
Yeah.
and actually. and we are the competition because
Yeah.
we really do know and everything. Now, you know, we don't have much time. So,
Sure.
do you have a magic thing you're going to do for
Well,
me?
you know what I love to do.
What do you
and
like to
what I
do?
love about magic is that it really lends itself to stories.
Okay.
And I love to relate personal experiences in my life to
Okay.
to magic.
So this is going to be your magic trick.
Well,
Okay.
this-
Your magic
if
trick's
you
going
want
to
to
be.
call it that.
Oh,
I'll
look
go
at the,
go
all
to-
the prayer beads.
So yes, I was going to ask you. You've seen?
Yes, I
you
know.
what
I
these
lived
are.
in Beirut for a couple of years, so I
Wonderful.
know all about
Well,
how
these-
they've jangled these things all day long.
Exactly. There are many different types of prayer beads. These
Yes.
particular prayer beads are Buddhist beads.
Okay.
And they belong to my Japanese grandmother, who was a Shinto Buddhist.
Oh, how wonderful.
Now she
See,
taught me
story.
right. So now an early age, she taught me how to pray and
Does it help?
and how to focus.
Does it help?
It does. It really does.
Just a-
No, I certainly love that, and I think that it really helped me become a better magician later on because, you know, it
Being
teaches you
aware
how to
of
really
everything.
become more aware and
Yes.
be observant. And,
Be
and
focused.
And I really did see a connection between magic and
beads.
and
These are
spirituality.
actually in the Middle East they call them
I'm
wari
going to go ahead and
beads.
let you take a look at those. And,
Oh, they're beautiful.
one of the
It's very
things-
light. Are they made of
yeah,
wood?
They're made out of sandalwood, actually.
Sandalwood. That's why they're so light.
Now, what I really want you to notice about those beads, though, which is important, is that it is a continuous strand.
Yes, I've noticed that it doesn't have any breaks.
There's no breaks. There's no openings,
This is like
right?
this is like a pearl. This is like a string of pearls.
Exactly.
They don't have any
You can't
breaks.
take it apart unless you
No,
actually
and they
break
break
them.
it. No,
Yeah,
we don't
exactly.
do that.
Well, so my grandmother told me that if I really learned how to pray and meditate every day, that I would learn something about the secrets of the universe and, you know, and how
magical
and
it
how
is.
magical it is, exactly.
be.
So I did. You know, I've been a dedicated meditator and, you know, my whole life. And
That's why she's so relaxed.
something that I did learn that I find very interesting that I created an effect around just to kind of give you sort of an idea that
We've got the red tape on the red
that
couch.
all
We're in trouble.
Here we go, red tape, yes.
Yeah, we're in
Well,
trouble.
all things in the world are not really solid, is what I came to understand, is that
Okay.
matter is not really a solid thing. It
Okay.
is just a lot of atoms vibrating very fast.
Okay.
Right? So you might perceive this as a rather solid object, but
Yeah, I do, except the tassels.
but for our demonstration purposes, I'm going to bring out this red tape here, and I want you to go ahead and check it out first. I want you to go ahead and touch it and make sure
Oh,
it's really
it's
sticky,
sticky.
right?
This is sticky, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take this thumb, and I'm going to take this finger, and I'm going to go ahead and tape these two fingers together, like this. Okay?
Okay.
I know you're wondering what's going on here. What is she
She
up
now
to?
has only 3 fingers that
Okay,
work.
now
Oh, no,
I want
she
you to
doesn't.
take a look at those two fingers and
Yeah,
really.
they're definitely together.
They're definitely okay. Try to pull them apart. You can't, right?
You can't.
There's
Well,
no
I'm
way.
going to show the camera that you can't
Yeah.
pull. They're definitely together.
They're definitely okay. So here we go. We're going to take these beads,
Yes,
2 fingers,
yes.
1, 2, 3. Go ahead and check that for me. Is there
This
any
is,
way?
no, there's no way.
But it is actually between
But
the
it's
fingers, right?
between the
You check
fingers.
the
I'm
fingers.
showing you the fingers. I'm showing you this, and I'm totally confused.
It might have been a little too fast, so we can start over. You go ahead and take that. Go ahead and check the fingers again. They're still together, right?
But they're still together, these fingers, and this is still in one piece. And Vegas Live with Ninon is getting very nervous.
All right, we're going to do this one more time. I'm going
One
to do
more
it
time,
much
okay.
slower for you.
Okay.
Right here, okay, this
I'll
is the
put
secret.
them-
You put it right here.
That
There's
there.
actually a little trap door. It's going to go right through my thumb.
Right, go. Okay, she has she has like.
Okay, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
1,
2,
2,
3. I
Did
don't
you
know
see
what
it go?
to say.
Did you see it go
no,
right
I
through the
did
thumb?
not see it go
Go ahead
through
and
the.
grab the beads.
I
You got a
can't.
good
No,
one?
no, you
Okay,
can't.
hold
It
on to
does
that. Okay,
not.
there you go. And
On
so-
that, I'm going to say, Luna, thank you so
Oh,
much.
you're welcome.
You've been
We're gonna
amazing.
just go ahead and
and
take that tape off.
I'll take
and
the
you
tape
can take
off.
the tape.
I have the
I will
exchange is
take
no
the
robbery. I get the
beads.
tape and she gets the beads back. And that's because she has to do the joke again. How she did that, I don't know. We'll be right back, Vegas Live with Ninon.
Bye-bye.
That was fabulous.
Okay.